thing that could help you to make that quick decision is to check out your threats and your opportunities. Sometimes after looking at your opportunities, you might decide, do I want to do this now? Do I want to do this here? Or do I just hold on? Or do I just do something else? And so all of these things will help you to make a quick decision. But most importantly for me, just like you said, something happens, you don't even have the luxury of time, you just have to think on the spot. Sometimes we need to develop this tough skin, in fact, all the time as entrepreneurs, and never fear to fail. Never fear to fail.
Thanks for joining me today, and I am really excited to have you here. Yes, if this is the first time you're joining us, welcome to Vows. A community that guides people to answer those life big questions. We'll support you to answer those questions that helps you discover your purpose, communicate your message, and become the best version of yourself. Right, today we're going to be talking about making decisions as an entrepreneur. Yes, at some point as an individual, as a salesperson, as a person that owns a business, you have to make decisions. Yes, you make decisions in regards to sales, in regards to your businesses, in regards to investment, in regards to marketing, actually in regards to relationships. So everyone will make a decision at some point in their lives, and sometimes we make some decisions that are great, some decisions that we are all excited about, we're pretty excited about them, and some decisions that we regret, sadly. It's okay to make some decisions that you regret. However, today we'll be talking to you. The purpose of this show is to help you minimize making those decisions that you will regret in regards to your business, in regards to your personal life, and how you can weigh those decisions before jumping onto them. And yes, we have someone who is a seasoned management consultant. She has over 20 years of experience in leadership and advising school on administration, and also supporting children, preschool, teenagers, early years. And currently she's the lead consultant of Rolex Education, and that is Joy Medupin. Joy will be here to advise us, to help us with those hacks and tips that will help minimize making the wrong decisions that we would regret, and how we can look at those decisions before we jump onto them. Can we have Joy? Thanks for making time to join me today. How are you?
I'm doing great, and you, Dr. Bola? Nice to be on the platform with you.
Thank you so much. And we're super excited because you're going to be sharing loads of tips with us today. Yes, for entrepreneurs that, like I said earlier, I said to them that lots of entrepreneurs at some point in their businesses, they would have to make decisions. And yes, I know that you're an expert. You've had to make lots and lots of tough and easy decisions. Yes. And I'd like you to share your thoughts. But before we go ahead and do that, can you just give us a little bit of introduction about you?
Okay, thank you one more time. My name is Joy Medupin, and I'm the lead consultant for Rolex Education. I'm an educationist with over 20 years of experience, having worked through the foundation stage of an elementary school and a stint at the secondary school. I've also occupied positions in school leadership and consultancy, and right now I run an educational consulting firm. I have a diploma in human resource management, a first degree and a second degree in education right here in Nigeria. Lots of certifications as well. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants, as well as a certified consultants. I hope that's a bit of me. I hope that's good.
Thanks for sharing those with us. And yeah, well done on all you do. Honestly, I'm super impressed. Yes, for everyone listening, Joy is someone that has a passion for supporting children, kids, teenagers with their education and schools. Yes, you cannot believe how much she does. And sometimes I wonder where she gets the energy to do all this. And recently, I want you to talk about your books as well, because when I saw that, I didn't pass a comment, but I thought, oh my God, this is really good. However, yeah, and that's one of the decisions that we make, you see. You at some point you decided to go on and take that decision to start creating or to make those books to support kids with their education. So what are your thoughts? What do you think people should take to think about first before they go on to make those decisions that would good decisions, bad decisions, what are your thoughts? Yes.
Okay, like I'd like to say what, in my own opinion, a decision is. A decision is a choice you make from an array of alternatives. So as an entrepreneur, you're always faced with quite a number of things, but the onus lies on you to look at the opportunities or the challenges or the circumstances around you, and to make a choice as to what you need to do, what you can do, and what you should stop. Like for the books you spoke about, it was something I finally was able to accomplish during the COVID lockdown period. I always wanted to write books, though in my own opinion, I wanted to write proper hardcover textbooks for children, for parents. But part of the vision for our organization is to introduce tech and certain leadership and entrepreneurial skills in addition to academics to children from a tender age. So most of the books I've written now, academic and on parenting as regards their children's academics, as well as on leadership and entrepreneurship for children, teens, and tweens, are actually digital books. It's not common in Nigeria, but looking at what has happened globally, I think that it's high time our children from the age of 3, even less, begin to get acquainted with using digital books. So these are the things that drove my, passion and interest to say, okay, now's the time. There's been lockdown for a while. Why don't you put all of these together and let parents begin to have it? So I think that entrepreneurs can learn from that. Instead of sitting down and wailing, things are not working right, instead of sitting down and just looking, look at every circumstance, the good, the ugly, the bad, and think of what you can do to bring a solution. And once you're able to bring a solution to that problem, or you're able to magnify that positive situation, then the benefits will start rolling in as well.
So from my understanding, your passion to actually support these children, looking at what the future holds, was what drove that decision. But you see, yes, in looking at it from another aspect, maybe I own a business currently, and then somebody comes to me and said, oh, this machine is good for you, and yeah, we're all excited about the machine, and I'm saying, oh, super great, and then I jumped onto buying that machine because somebody has said this machine will be good for my business, without sitting down and thinking of, why do I need this machine? What is the cost implication? So what are your thoughts in regards to people taking other people's, we always advise that you need an advisory board or take on people's opinion. So what are your thoughts in regards to that? Yeah. And of course, you would have had experience of people, I know me myself, I said, Joy, do this, Joy, do that, So how do you manage those decisions that come from other people?
Okay. First things first, in every industry, there are stakeholders. Maybe I should use the instance of my own industry, the education industry. Yes, the teachers are stakeholders. The school owner is a stakeholder. The parents are stakeholders. The learners, whether they are children or teenagers or younger kids in the nursery and all of those, they are all stakeholders. The community, the government is a stakeholder. So the reason I mentioned all of this is because all of these forces will come into play in whatever business you're going to run as an entrepreneur. So you cannot just sit within the four walls of your room and come up with something and just bring it out like that. There's always that point where you reach out to these stakeholders, either directly or indirectly. Probably might be from the news, it might be by doing an online survey, it might be from family and friends as well, to find out, to kind of do a test on what you have in mind, or based on what these stakeholders have desired as a need. So you coming up with an idea, doing a kind of test with them to see how it is before you do a full launch. However, this point of decision making is one of the hurdles that an entrepreneur has to cross. Now, when all of these stakeholders when all of these stakeholders have told you, oh, this is what I think, the onus finally rests on you to make that final decision. And there are so many factors that could help you in making a classical decision at the end of the day. Number one for me is your vision. What is your vision? Because if everybody gives you an idea, you must know what you're called to do, what you're able to do. Then your vision must also be time bound. For instance, for my organization, there's a whole lot we intend to achieve, but due to the COVID outbreak and cases where children couldn't go to school, we felt that one of the first ways to launch out is to begin to introduce tech skills, digital skills to children from even as low as age 2 in some fun ways. So that doesn't mean that will be the end goal, but I mean, it's relevant for now and to meet up with the needs of parents, of children, and it's also in line with our vision. So you must consider your vision, you must understand the timing, you must know your environment. Looking at my own situation, for instance, in Nigeria, I discovered regarding the digital books and online learning products that in the highbrow areas, because I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria, it is easily acceptable. The parents there, they are the elite class, they have that understanding. But in the low-income areas, parents still do not believe that it is possible. Sometimes you cannot blame them. There are lots of issues of power failure, data issues, and all of those. So as an entrepreneur, you must know what your vision is. You must know the timing. You must understand your environment. You must know the method. So for me, I'm not only targeting the highbrow areas actually, but we have some platforms on which we could also deliver some of these programs to children, even using as simple as WhatsApp, So with this, I think that any entrepreneur who puts all of this into consideration will be able to, start out. Because the truth is, no matter the idea you have, if you do not make a first start, you never can tell how it's going to turn out. While believing it will work, While believing it will work out, the decision you make would help you take that first leap. And from that first leap, you can make several steps.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on taking that first leap. But then that comes into thinking about risks, because there are some decisions that are quite tough, So if you found yourself in a position where you've had to take a very tough decision and then it comes with a lot of risks. Have you had there are some decisions that I understand that we should carry our stakeholders along and carry, but there are sometimes that you have to make immediate decision. And this is also in relation to businesses where it's a one-man business. You see, lots of people one-man business, and they do not have lots of people like an advisory board or something, and they have to take important decision and they just jump at it. This is for them. What do you think they should do in making those choices? What steps or what easy hacks can they think of straight away when there is no one to advise them?
Okay, I would say that In addition to the points I've made, because for you to take any quick decision, you still have to look at your vision, you still have to look at your environment, you still have to look at your clientele, you still have to check is the time right. Then some other things you could do is you see, sometimes it's not always the best to reinvent the wheel. You could make it, yeah.
I'm a fan of not reinventing the wheel, honestly, what other people have done. And I'm actually talking from experience, you know? So, yeah.
Yes, that could be very helpful. So find out, has this thing happened before? How was it done? That would help you to make an informed decision on if you should go through the process again or continue from where it was stopped or use a different approach, to what you want to do. Then another thing that could help you to make that quick decision is to check out your threats and your opportunities. Sometimes after looking at your opportunities, you might decide, do I want to do this now? Do I want to do this here? Or do I just hold on? Or do I just do something else? And so all of these things will help you to make a quick decision. But most importantly for me, just like you said, something happens, you don't even have the luxury of time, you just have to think on the spot. Sometimes we need to develop this top skill, in fact, all the time as entrepreneurs, and never fear to fail. Never fear to fail. Sometimes in the process of you taking that leap, it might not turn out well, but the goal might just be unknown to you that you've picked out something from it. And I like that acronym for FAIL, which is first attempt in learning. First attempt in learning. As an entrepreneur, if you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you make that move, that time might never come. So even if you just decide, okay, let me just, after weighing all the options in a quick flash, and you take that decision and you run with it, just make up your mind, brace up that whatever comes with it, I'm ready to face it. And you never know, it might be fine. And even if it's not fine, trust me, there's something you've learned from it that will help you in your future journey as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, there's always a learning point at every, or a learning, something to learn at every point when you're taking decisions. Now, in addition to what you have said, at some point you, as entrepreneurs, you might want to look at the past decisions that you have made in regards to that, how you have managed it, how you have successfully manage those kinds of decisions, you see. So what are your thoughts on gauging yourself on your past decisions? Yes, you can compare what other people have done, and you have done that in the past, but it didn't seem to work. How about getting, now at the time, making the decision to get someone to advise you on what to do? What do you think? Because let me just add to that. A lot of people people need to get to the understanding that they need to get other people to support them. I don't want to use coach in this sense. I want to get competitors, maybe per se. Ask them, I want to do this. Have you done it before? You understand? Not coach this time, but your competitors, what do you think? Have you found yourself in a situation where you've had to ask a competitor, I want to do this. How have you done it? Do you understand? Yes.
Okay, before I go directly to that question, I would like to say that every entrepreneur should have excellence as the goal in whatever they're doing. And one thing that can help you to achieve excellence is, per time, always do your SWOT analysis. Check out your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are the opportunities, what are your threats. If you have the mindset that, oh, I took my pain to get this done, I know it's perfect, trust me, it might be perfect to you, but to the end user, it might not, meet their need or their taste or their requirement. So in essence, it might not be excellent in that context. So once you do your SWOT, first and foremost, you would always know that, okay, for every positive thing, there's an area of weakness, there's an opportunity, there's an area of threat. What do I do to overcome and all of those? Now, going directly to what you've asked, it's easier when you have, a coach to put you through. But looking at from a competitor, let me talk about my industry. For instance, when you're about to, like in Lagos, Nigeria, there are schools everywhere. On every street, you have quite a number of schools. So, wanting to set up a school, not mine now, but I've helped a lot of people set up their schools. So, I could talk about that. It will be a wild goose chase to just sit down and say, oh, this is how this environment looks like. I've been in this environment for a while. I'll put this in place and all of that, without knowing what your competitors are doing. Now, in this part of the world, it might not be realistic, it might not be possible, and I'm careful to use the word might because people are different, but most often than not, it might not be easy for you to just go to the next door, a school that's been existing, and say, okay, I want to start up my own school here, that. But there's so many ways you can find out about how it has been with an existing business that you want to go into. Google is a very, very great help. You can use Google, find out, what's happening. Then you keep your ears down on that environment. Still using my education industry as a case study for schools. Find out from parents, okay, what school does your child attend? What do you like about the school? What don't you like about the school? All of those kind of things. If the school has programs that is open, probably an open house or an end of session program or something that is open to outsiders, you could as well, go as a guest, see what is going on for yourself. And if it's something you cannot do for yourself, you might have friends, acquaintances, neighbors who have people there. Find out what exactly is happening, because if you do not do all of these background checks, you might as well delve into that business and make the same mistakes that the current entrepreneur is making and which is affecting that business. So it's very, very important that you find out what your competitors are doing. It's very crucial to the success of your business.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now, in regards to failing, I know you've touched a little bit about failing, but at certain time, an entrepreneur will fail. They would regret certain decisions that they might have taken. Some you might have taken lots of good decisions, but at some point you would have taken a decision, maybe in regards to sales, marketing, investing, So what I know it can be very discouraging. I know you would have experience of having to, maybe you've taken certain decisions that have failed. What advice would you give to people? Because it's important that people know what to do when they find themselves in a situation where they have failed. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs when you have made decisions that you regret? How do they move on from there?
Okay, that question is quite on point for now for me, because prior to the COVID, I started a kind of daycare business in January this year, only for COVID to strike in February, and school centers were shut down in March. So my rent has been running, all the facilities I put in place running, and right here in Nigeria, schools, for example, in Lagos, where I am based, schools are to resume on the 21st, but everything is still tentative, everybody is still to look out on all of those. So, I'm actually just coming out of the pain. I know how it really is, because in the next few months, by the end of this year, my rent will be due, and I had barely started for about a month plus with no child. I was still doing my marketing, when the thing struck. So this is what I would say. Number one, some of the things that helped me. Number one, believe in this acronym. Fail means first attempt in learning. Let that thing sink into you. Okay, over the years, in the last 7 years plus, I have helped a lot of school owners establish and run schools, especially in the highbrow area of Lagos. So for me, I felt that, I had all it takes. I do advisory services for school owners, and I've helped their schools grow. But COVID came, wasn't something planned for. I felt I had done I've dotted my I's and crossed all my T's, but it came and it hit me big, and it was really a depressing time for me. Trust me. It's easier to see the good looks now and all those, but there was a time when I was really, really down.
By the way, so I think I want to come and enjoy from the goose and the eggs and the cheese,
You're welcome at any time. But Letting that acronym sink into you, and I sat down, I told myself, okay, there's a difference between consulting from someone and running your own business. I've learned now. And that is one of the things that pushed me into bringing out something from my vision path, let me put it that way, of grooming children in the area of tech and entrepreneurship skills. I've always had that all through my mind when I went to Faith Foundation Business School, and because I'm very passionate about the early years, the younger children. So anything I know, I'm always thinking of how to impact that to children from the age of 2, 3, 1, and like that. So this period now made me to rejig my system, go back and say, okay, even if the regular schools are not running, what else can you do now? You see the power of decision making, like I was saying. So it might have been a loss financially for me now. However, in the long run, the bigger picture, I've been able to gradually get a soft landing in the area of teaching tech, leadership, and entrepreneurship skills to children. For instance, we've been having some platforms where we work with children. Yeah, for starters, not so bad, but I believe that the more we begin to, we continue to make people know what we are doing. Gradually, parents will embrace, because I'm having to talk to parents and enlighten them. Some parents don't believe that their children can learn on tech platforms from the age of 1, 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, it's possible. So, and some of them are beginning to embrace it, because even here in Nigeria, the rule is even when school resumes, in addition to in sessions, the online learning platform for every school has to still be in place. So it means that that tech vision is for now, you know. So just sit down and talk to yourself. Then another thing that can help you, if you have family and friends, that really helped me a lot. Thank God for my family, my husband, my mom, my siblings. In my down times, they were always like, get people that believe in you, that would always encourage you not to give up. It really helps, because you know sometimes you're that kind of person that you're always there for everybody, your shoulders are always large enough for everybody, but when something really hits you, that's when you know that, wow, I also need that support system. So get a good support system. And for me as a Christian, pray. And one of the things I saw during this period, in fact, it got so bad with me that to even pray about the business was now difficult. The power of music helped me, you know, just get some positive vibes, yes, to encourage your spirit. And one thing that nobody can do for you, that you can only do for yourself, is to tell yourself, though I fall 7 times, I will surely rise again. So just make up your mind that, okay, learning curve for me, in fact, it has brought out the other parts of the vision I thought I would do later. Why don't I start from here running? And when things are better, I could go back to what I actually intended at the outset. So with these few words, I think that any entrepreneur going through this, with these, you should be able to find yourself back. But no matter what the external factors do for you, the onus lie on you not to give up on your dream. You might rejig, you might tweak it, you might diversify, you might do something else and come back to it later, but don't give up.
Wow. Wow. So you basically turned every challenges that the outbreak threw at you. You turned them into an opportunity to get better. And from what you have said, I know you would have also improved on yourself as well, because while you're trying to get your vision in place, you've improved on yourself. So for everything you find that has not gone the way you want, there is always an opportunity. Now it's up to you to find out what that opportunity is. Well, God has said all this, it comes with hard work. I can bet that you put a lot of hard work into this. So wherever you find yourself, you need to work hard to actually turn those challenges into opportunities. And yes, as an entrepreneur, like you said, do not fail. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to fail, because it's an opportunity for you to redirect and learn. Now, just before I let you go, how can people benefit from what you do?
Okay, the website is www.rolex, the popular rolexeducational.com. So you could look up our websites. We have a lot of things for children, the virtual homeschool for children ages 1 to 5. We have a lot of digital books. We have our contact details there. I would encourage parents, teachers, because our resources could actually be used by teachers in schools as well. To hook us up. We do a lot of trainings as well for parents, for teachers, for school owners, and all of those, as well as consultancy services. We offer those, especially in the area of human capacity development and in the education industry.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing all these tips with us. And yeah, to all the viewers, if you're watching this today, I want you to leave in the comment section that I am not afraid to fail. I am not afraid to fail. So do not be scared to fail. Use it as an opportunity to learn and to do things and to improve on yourself. And thank you so much for joining us today, Joy. I am super grateful to have more of you. Thank you. I'll let you go now.
Anytime. Thank you, Dr. Bola. Thank you so much. Bye. Yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Joy for those valuable tips. Right. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, do not waste time on those decisions that are not right for you, that are not right for your business. Do not waste your time. Do not waste your money. Do not invest wrongly. Think about those decisions carefully before you jump onto them. I know some of them can be great. They can look really good. It might be, but think about them carefully. And it's not too late to start all over. It's not too late to start making that right decision. And I know that some of you will have your thoughts on making the right decisions for your businesses. How have you approached it? I want you to share in the comment section. Share with me. Share with other people. Leave 1 or 2 sentences on tips that would guide people so that we minimize making the wrong decision. I know you have that tip that you want to share. So leave it in the comment section. And yes, if you have found this very useful, do not forget to like it. Like the video. And also you can subscribe as well. You don't want to miss our next episode, so you want to click on the notification. That's the bell for those watching on YouTube. So click on the bell and the subscribe. And if you know a business owner, an entrepreneur that needs to hear this, you have people that just jumps onto those amazing ideas without weighing them, without thinking of why, how, and you think they would benefit from this. Share this with them. Share this with them so that they can start all over and stop making the wrong decisions, stop wasting money, stop wasting time. And if you have any question, the email is on the screen, like I have said. So feel free to drop me a line of what your question is, and I will get an expert to come and who would answer that question that has been bothering you, that question that has not allowed you to be the best version of yourself. So feel free. You can send me messages on Facebook as well. Feel free to just contact me with those questions. And yes, we'll support you to achieve your goals and discover your purpose. And thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate every second that you spend watching this. And I'll see you next week. This is Dr. Bola Ade.